Muscles that are like as follows. You're going to have ones that go right along the tibia on one side or right along the tibia on the other side. You're going to have ones that run along the fibula on the lateral side. And you're going to have ones that run from the heel. Remember how the cat has that really pronounced heel? Mm-hmm. From the heel up towards back towards the tibia or above to the femur. And so those are going to be ones that we're going to start with. Okay? So we're going to start with the ones here. There are three going from the heel up towards the femur, and all you have to remember is GPS. Okay?
GPS.
They're a group. They're the gastrocnemius, that's pink, the plantaris, that's green, and the soleus or soleus, this one right here. The plantaris is hard to see from the lateral side. The soleus is hard to see from the medial side. They all go into that Achilles tendon, so they pull way away from the tibia, the GPS group. Okay? Now, take a look on the other side. This is the gastrocnemius, pink, plantaris, the green one. See how easy it is to see on this side? And then the soleus, you can barely see it. It's this one right here. See? As I go out of the screen. Yeah, barely see it. See that third one right there? So it's really hard to see medial, the soleus, and it's really hard to see the plantaris lateral. So don't get confused. Just remember there's three of them there. You want to count all three. Okay, GPS all goes into this Achilles tendon, or tendocalcaneus because it's on the heel. Okay? Yeah. So that's like the pink, green, silver group. Okay? Now, to the side where the ankle is, we have these ones that are either called peroneus or fibularis. And you have to know two. See this one with the long tendon right here? Mm-hmm. See how long this muscle is? It goes all the way up. So do you think it's the longest or the brevis? I'm just asking.
Longest.
There you go. Yeah. It's the peroneus or fibularis longus. And then this fat one down underneath, peroneus or fibularis brevis. Okay? Here in the front, this is the tibia. Okay, that's the bony tibia. When you bang your shin, that's what you're banging, remember? Tibialis anterior is right next to it. Okay, so right next to the tibia is the tibialis anterior. And if you look at the tendon of the tibialis anterior, it goes under the foot. If you look at the tendon of the extensor digitorum longus, which is right lateral, you'll see that that goes out to the toes. So if I pull back on this extensor digitorum longus, if I grab it and pull, it'll pull back on all these toes. See how the foot wants to come back? And it'll spread all those toes out. It'll extend them. Okay? So tibialis anterior is right next to the tibia. Lateral to it is the extensor digitorum longus. So the tibialis anterior is here and the extensor is here. I'm going to look on the other side of the tibia for the flexor and the tibialis posterior. And they're not pinned, okay? So listen up. GPS group, right? Don't get them confused. That's GPS. My finger's in the way for the GPS. I've got two tendons here. One, more lateral. That's the flexor digitorum longus, okay? Flexor here, extensor here. See how they're opposite each other? Mm-hmm. And they have the loosest tendons, right? Tibialis posterior right on the bone. Tibialis anterior right on the bone. So the tibialis are opposite each other, but they're right on the bone, okay? All right? That's that whole shank. Let's go over all of them, just kind of like, not in groups, but just running through. This is the gastrocnemius from the medial view. The plantaris from the medial view. The soleus from the medial view. Now we're on the tibia. The flexor digitorum longus. The tibialis posterior. The tibia bone. The tibialis anterior. The extensor digitorum longus. The fibularis or peroneus longus, the long one with the long tendon. The peroneus or fibularis brevis. Okay, and we're going to repeat some muscles now. Soleus, plantaris, gastrocnemius. Okay? So that's a group of 8 muscles that are in different groups, and I grouped them on the board for you. And then there's one way up in the groin. It's not an inner thigh muscle. It's not down on the inner thigh. It's above. The femur runs like this. Inner thigh muscles run medial to the femur. Okay? It's not a quad because the quads go straight in. It's going like this, straight up. It's these two muscles right here. Okay? This group. Straight up from the femur, straight up under the abdominal oblique. So what does that make it? It makes it one that's going to flex the hip. So if I pull this out, you'll see the muscle better because the muscle is really contracted. Okay? So it's this muscle going up and down like that. You have two, the iliacus and the psoas major, and the cats have one fused muscle called the iliopsoas. Really big one that goes up and goes actually in, it goes onto the pelvis to help you pull your femur like this. If you do a lot of, say, like step aerobics or something, you're doing a lot of maybe this action, those muscles can get tight. And so you have to push forward on your hips, or you have to like actually drop your knee to like right angles and push forward on your hips to actually stretch them, or you can't stretch those hip flexors because they're really deep muscles. And that's the